Luther King.
In his last speech, he talked about what if God asked him if he wanted to be born in any time period ever. Right? That was one of the things that he said. He said, "Oh, what about when the Red Sea was parting and he was there, walking with Moses, or he was with the great Greek scholars, or with Martin Luther, the original, right out there. All the different time periods where he could have been born, and God would tell him, you could have been born any of these times. Where would you want to be born? And he said, right here, right now. Even in the midst of all the turmoil, even in the midst of all the persecution that he was facing, all the fighting. He wasn't saying, I want to be in the promised land. Right? He said, to be here where I am now. Right? And that's something that we talk about a lot in our gathering of light. And what we do is we come together as a community when we're encouraging you to develop that inner voice so that you can have a deeper connection with the divine in that unique way that you understand it. That is being born right here, right now, in that whole process of developing that. Because this is all exciting. It is exciting. I know some days it doesn't sound like that. What is she talking about again? Oh no, there she goes. There she goes. How it's so great, it's so great. Did she know my job? Does she know how boring it is, the traffic that I have to go through to get to it? No, I don't. That's yours, right? And that's what we do here. We talk about your relationship with the divine, your trials and tribulations, what is that? And so when we ask that, I say, well then, how are you defining the God of your understanding? How are you defining it? How comfortable are you with the way that you are defining it? If you don't like it, why don't you change it? We talk about all the different faiths. We talk about all the different messengers. We talked about the difficulties and the struggles that they went through to come to that place, right? Every faith tradition started out with a messenger that had a relationship with the divine that they struggled with. So if you're struggling with what that means for you, you're in a really good place. You're exactly where you need to be. Oh, who hates that statement? But, then we say, how do I live my highest purpose? How do I get to that great connection with the God of my understanding? How do I know the greatness of God? What do you do in this moment? What is it? What do you do in this very moment? This is the moment. If you were today to stand before the God of your understanding, what would you say to it, and what would it say to you? And is that a good relationship? It doesn't have to be perfect, but it doesn't have communication, doesn't have willingness, doesn't have forgiveness, doesn't have the opportunity for growth. What is involved in your relationship right here and now, and are you bringing it into this moment? Does it have tenderness? Does it have curiosity? Does it have vision? Does it have creativity and artistry? There you go. Thinking about it. What does it have? And can we stand before it? And know that if we are saying that we believe in a love that is unconditional, then no matter what way we show up, won't it be embraced? Not only embraced, but won't it be tenderly cared for? And all that we think is missing will now be there for us because that is our completion. And in our daily experience with each other, our own individual work as a person devoted to making a pure connection with the divine as we understand it, are stronger when we stand beside someone else trying to do the same thing. That the most profound and beautiful expression of my connection to the divine is nothing if I don't stand next to you with who you are and with what you believe. You know, in the story of one of the old movies of Robin Hood, what's that actor? Earl Friend, right? He was Robin Hood, right? And he's trying to teach them, you know, how to work together, why it works so well, to be the merry men come together. And he takes a stick and he breaks it, right? And it breaks. Unique, wonderful stick. But then he takes a pile of them, puts them together. All unique, all different. Different trees, different shapes, but they're all together. And he asked the strongest man there, try to break it now. And he couldn't break it. See what community does? See what that unity and coming together does? And we bring our sticks. We bring these fragile, frail sticks. And we put them together with each other, and we know in our coming together that we are stronger. Amen. And that we know that we won't break. You know, when Martin Luther King was telling them about his last speech, and he talked about going to the mountaintop. He said, I went to the mountaintop and I looked over the other side. He's seen the promised land. We each in our daily experiences have that opportunity to go to that mountaintop. We've had spiritual experiences where we knew Spirit was rushing through us and connecting us, and we were there with each other. We saw it. We knew it. We looked over it. We have been there. But our job today is to come back with that vision and march. He says, my eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. Our eyes have seen the glory of what that connection can do for us. Our hearts have felt it. We have gotten great meditations. We have done some wondrous work within the community. We have seen love in each other's eyes. We have hugged each other in sincerity and truth. We have spoken amazing words to each other. We have seen it over and over. The glory of the Lord that is here with us and together in community, binding us and strengthening us. But we must march on. We must continue to develop that, to make that grow and enlighten us, to have that, carry that with us, so that when we go out from here, we don't just carry our own sticks, that we carry the bundle of community, the bundle of our coming together. Can you feel it? Amen. Can you see that? Can you know why it's so important? We have come together and we have been put in this age, in this time, where we've come out of the age of, and unfortunately our children, a lot of the children have been, a victim of, because, they were all so perfect, so now they're all entitled. Right? Everybody was entitled, right? We were all wonderful. We were all doing our own self-help. It was all about me. We went around with our sticks and waving them and then forgot to bring them together. But it's time to come back together. We did everything we needed to do to get to where we are today. And this is good, and I have no regrets. No regrets, right? No regrets. That's it. That's right. We are a community that is positive. We are a community that grows in our spirituality and is not afraid to face the challenges of life and whatever it may bring us. So this anniversary, this year, as Reverend Gerard's channeled meditations that he does, and where he got that message that this is a great year for us, let this be maybe the year that our beautiful little church, see how wonderful Isabel did that church, that it looks just like the church we're in right now. Isabel, another beautiful altar for like gathering the light here. Look at that. All the lights and the love. Every which way that love is expressed as you walk through the door. All the smiles that you're given, all the hugs, all the openness, all of the beautiful talents that everybody has here in this room. All part of your bundle. Make the connection deeper. This year, make it stronger. As this year, we make it deeper as we plant our own community in a building of our own. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. And we make the commitment for that, to making that grow, to making that flourish, to make that a beautiful place 24/7, that this concept and these ideas can continue to grow for all of us all the time. And so it is, and so it is,